Well, folks, I've been out and about, up and down old school gold, and I needed something to put it in, so headed me down old school tackle box. Wow, check it out. See what I got. Came with stuff in it.
Welcome to my old folks. Yeah, been out and about, going to a lot of flea markets, yard sales, looking on the internet a little bit, trying to hunt stuff down, and I had a heck of a time finding a tackle box that wasn't totally destroyed, or just, an old rusty metal deal that just didn't do anything for me. And I got a plastic one from the 60s. From Old Pal. Well, so I started doing searches, and I finally come across something, and came with stuff in it, and was decent. It's not cheap to ship a tackle box, but it was good enough. What I need, check out the handle on this bugger. Supposedly it's from the 60s too, but the early 60s. My other one that I got for rescuing a guy from Old Pal, pretty much very similar design, just a little bit bigger. And from the same company, same design. Check it out. Old Pal tackle box. Sweet. Ain't beat it. Alright. Let's get at it, see what it's about. Do I have this right? No, I don't even know how to operate. Check it out. Old school gold, which you could see at the beginning of this video. Got 6 trays, and pretty much opens up just like my plastic version. Like I said, I got when I was a kid when I didn't have anything to put in it. But I have filled that up. I have even older stuff I've been buying, so I'm thinking, I use that like for my vintage retro stuff, and then when I'm really going old school, so a lot of it older than me. Yeah, they made it then. This guy. I mean, how sweet is that? I looked and I looked and I looked, and some people want a fortune for these things, and some of them just don't do anything for me, these old metal tackle boxes. And another deal that you have to deal with is these old plastic trays. They weren't worm-proof. So anybody that had them and then put rubber worms in them, it ate holes in the trays. This one kind of partially down through there. It had a few things that were eating at the trays. Old cream worm. He was eating a little bit. He was a little stuck in there. And these Bass Buster beetle spins. They were eating down through the tray. And I mean, this plastic, you can mold it with your fingers once these things have been sitting on it for a while. But this one's in pretty good shape, and a lot of them have a lot of rust embedded in the plastic. This old plastic wasn't as good as what we're used to now. And if somehow you get a hold of one of these old tackle boxes and it's not worm-proof, keep that in mind, because if you're going to put something in there like this, it needs to be in a bag. And of course, they've been in there a long time. Somebody was actually using this thing back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, and probably was transferring stuff from the 50s into here. And but once worms got popular, you had to go to a box that was worm-proof. Or it was a bad deal. Or, like I said, you had to bag them up. And nobody really knew that until it munged their tackle box, or they saw it happen to somebody in their family or their fishing buddy. Let's find out what's in here too. Another look at the tackle box here. Well, I know I could see it while you're looking at what I found it. Pretty cool. Yeah, that opens up. And see if I can get it back here in front of them. There we go. Boom. This swings up and around. That's just like my other old pal, the plastic one. And boom. Pretty sweet. My other one holds some more stuff. It's a little bigger. But I was really looking for something slightly smaller because sometimes you just want to get, sometimes it's better not to have too many choices. This is too many choices right here, isn't it? Alright. So excited. And I love watching these things on the YouTube. What did they get? But it came with a bunch of fishing lures, so you always gotta think about that. And is it a bunch of stuff you already have? Or is it a bunch of stuff that's pretty bad? There's a lot of tackle boxes for sale that somebody has picked out all the good stuff and left you with the sinkers and the hooks and the old rubber worms eat through the trays. So let's get at it. And you kind of like look and look. I am seriously cheap and picky. I've been looking for this for a long time. And I thought, man, I'm bound to run into one at a yard sale or a flea market, something like that. But no, you know, lots of tackle boxes, but some are just recent or they are beat. I mean, we're rough on our stuff. On the back of the truck, bottom of the boat, racing up and down the lake, setting stuff on it, sliding around in the back of that truck, banging into things. Even the guy that I got this off of, he cushioned the whole thing, you know, paper and bubble wrap a whole bit, and put nothing inside the tackle box. So it comes to the house, and I pick up the box, and you just hear all these lures rattling around inside of it. I don't know what some people are thinking. The outside of the tackle box is pretty dang tough. Probably been all right there in that cardboard box. The lures, yeah, people went fishing and ran on it, but they didn't get flipped over and this way and that way and the other way. You just imagine how many times this thing got flipped around as it was getting shipped and loaded and unloaded and down conveyor belts. But it survived pretty well, and the stuff in it, as far as I know anyway, from what I could see on the internet, they did have some decent pictures, and I was able to zoom in and see what they got. Pretty cool. Let's get stop yakking. Look at this guy. Pretty good shape, isn't he? Yeah. Old pikey minnow, I think. So who made this? So excited, like kid in the candy store. Who made it? There, got numbers on it, patent numbers. Looks like creek chub. Yeah, pikey. Jointed. That's pretty nice shape. Should I fish it? I don't know. Be cool to catch fish on it now, wouldn't it? That's pretty good shape. Yep, there's a lot of these around. But ones that are in better shape fishing lure is. Just like anything you collect, the better shape it's in, the more money it's worth. Let go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And while I was checking out the tackle boxes, of course you run into other things, because no matter what, I can't get it back here. We'll set it aside. Anyway, I'm reading on the internet while I'm getting this, and check these guys out. Now this thing come in the tackle box. There's two of them. This is made by Zebco. Say what? Zebco made crankbaits? Check out the name. Super secret. Now that you saw it, we're going to have to kill you. Super secret deep diver. That red and yellow, you know how I love that. Light green, red and yellow, almost like a fire tiger red, I guess. Pretty sweet, but yeah, I was. They were. It was a good price, and there was two of them on this one. And I'm like, Zebco doll. I have some other lures I was showing on one of these shows that's from the doll bait company. I don't know if that was somebody's name or what, but Zebco Super Secrets. Who knew? Those are going to catch fish, aren't they? They're going in here. Well, they're more retro, I imagine, than vintage. But it am. In the tackle box, along with that picky minnow, was a kind of a flatfish T4 orange and black. Because, you know, I'm looking through these things, I not only, you know, if I'm going to pay for lures that are in a tackle box, I got to be kind of excited about them. I mean, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people putting out crap. They want you to buy the tackle box and all the stuff in it. Sometimes they won't even let you see what's in there. You're kind of making a gamble, aren't you? But I don't need a crap load of sinkers and hooks and snaps and all that. So I want to see. And that's sweet. And that's fairly old. Got the double harness on both ends. As time went on, they did away with the one on the back. Just had one treble on the back. And as you well know, by now, they still sell these plastic ones. And they just have 2 treble hooks, not 4 treble hooks. Now, back when they made these, they're catching dinner. Even when I was young, people didn't throw fish back unless there was something wrong with them or everybody thought they weren't edible. Or when I was a kid, along the Delaware River, seriously polluted back in the 60s, you chucked them back because they weren't good for you to eat. Even my mom wouldn't eat them. She loved fish. She's like, no, throw them back. Most of the time, people strung them up, brought them home, showed them to the neighbors, showed them to the family, took lots of pictures. Sometimes they cleaned them, sometimes they didn't. You know, we used to have a neighbor that would plant them in the garden like Native Americans and plant corn on top. Fertilizer. Ain't that cool? So there's 2 gems already. The pikey and the flatfish. This is, this must be tinite. Early plastic. Seems odd. It's plastic, but doesn't seem like anything that I'm used to seeing. So. And they didn't always quite get that right, so lucky this hasn't deteriorated and dissolved, because some of that early plastic didn't hold up, but this is in good shape. So I got lots of these, so maybe this guy's going to get displayed. Pretty cool thing to have in my old school tackle box. There we go. Check out this guy. I don't know what the name of that is. I got another one that's black and silver, I think. And this one's gold and red. You know, kind of like a red eye wiggler is. But you can, the light can come right through that and light that up. Ain't that pretty? I know that'll catch a fish. Look at that. Oh man, it's weedless. Cool old school art. And if you folks know who made this, let me know, because I am not seeing nothing on this. No. I'll have to look it out. I've been also, my wife informed me that I should order some more books because I had one book from the 90s. So I gotta get some books. This guy's gotta be in one of them. And I'm cheap. I totally admit it. That book better be $10 or less. Either free shipping or reasonable shipping. Slow book shipping. Look at that. Ain't that cool? Finally, I found a tackle box. And it lights me up and the stuff in it. Look at that. That looks even better than when I saw it on the internet. Ain't that cool? Practically jewelry. Some ancient society. Only the rich. I guess I should set these lures aside anyway, so I remember which ones I showed you. Here's a familiar one, but it ain't. You're thinking River Run, Hayden? No, it ain't. It's a mill site. Hard to read. It's gold on black. 500 series mill site. Luckily, they did put that on there because you would kind of know, because Hidden always puts letters on there. So if it ain't on there, you'd know it's not a Hidden. Mill site. I mean, I got the Daily Double. Or you can go either way from mill site. So now I got one of these Series 500. Yep, 500. Got to check. Doesn't take long for things to get lost in my brain. Pretty dang sweet. Check it out. And it's black and gold. I love it. I love it. I love it. Am I excited? Yeah. And some that could tell a tale in here. It doesn't seem to have it. Oh, it does seem to have a name on it. Look how beat up that sucker is. He going fishing. He's staying in the box. Obviously been working. Who made this guy? Lucky Strike. Trademark. Registered. Lucky Strike. See, stop on the way just as you get into Canada and stuff, or just on the other side of the border. So lots of Lucky Strike lures. I'm going to haul him back up to Canada. I mean, that's a warrior there. How big a fish did he catch? How many? Oh man. If he could tell the stories. Look at that. Some toothy critters have been chomping on that puppy. Ooh, yeah. So here's another one. Now, I see these a lot when we go up to Canada. It's kind of like a Canadian flag, and it usually has a maple leaf on there. But, keep thinking these things don't say anything. I better take a good look. I don't see nothing on this one. Possibly a Lucky Strike 2. Something like that, or Lynn Thompson or something. But looks like he caught some fish. Not quite as many as that other guy. Or the nasty of them. But look at the tooth marks. Teeth marks on that puppy. Don't catch me fish, show that to you on the show. Look at that. If they could talk. Probably have something to say about the fishermen who are using them. Don't throw me out there. I've seen these guys, and what the heck are they called? Williams? I think Williams spoons. But usually it says it on them, so I don't know if that's a authentic one, but certainly is the right shape. Now I make up what's called, I call, a double trouble spoon, which would be a spoon and then just a, that's a pretty good idea, isn't it? Stick that. Usually, something like this on the top, and a daredevil type spoon on the bottom. And you just take the one hook off and use that ring to hook the two of them together. And you get this whole sneaky deal going through the water. It looks pretty cool, and it works. You can check it out on if you go back into my channel. Check out these lures playlists and look out for Double Trouble Spoon. I have such a good time doing that kind of stuff. Man, did I catch some nice fish on those, and I will again. That kind of gives me an idea. Usually it works better to put them opposite. This way, this way, this way. So, see how that's curved that way? It's really better to do it that way to get the right action. Sometimes you got to put them both the same way. But this one and this one. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh man, I can feel it now. This is so much fun for me. It's like kid in a candy store, kid at Christmas. Even with this thing showing up and everything was rattling inside, I was like, oh no. But worked out. Because fishing lures are made pretty dang tough, so they survived. And some stuff I'll just go up through here. Yeah, as most guys have a wide range of stuff. This is some kind of trolling rig. Yeah, well, rigged up. They might have never used it, but I imagine you stick it out there and troll it away. It dances along. Got the one hook. A rig for something. Got a swivel on it, snell. Just kind of a clear, shiny. Bet you catch fish. If they're using them for salmon or what they were doing with that. Ooh, it says something about it on here. Hot Spot Apex. Made in Canada. I wonder if this thing didn't come from Canada. At least somebody went up to Canada a lot, like me. Pretty sweet. Apex. I think that's the company, actually. 3-inch. Hot Spot. Cool. Gonna do some with that. Get fish. What the heck were these guys called? Charger. It's a charger spoon. Yeah. I remember seeing these when I was young, but I didn't have a whole lot of money. And when I was really young, we didn't fish lures, so it was kind of just, what the heck do you do with it? Hey, catch a fish on a hunk of metal. But that's one of the things came out in the 60s. Charger spoon, and I got a bunch of them. You can get them pretty cheap. They're not super collectible and all that. I even have some that are set up like my fish trap spoons that I've bought. And the treble hook goes right up into the back there, and then the front, that third hook gets hooked under the weed guard. And that was a lure called the fish trap. And somewhere in the 60s, patent probably ran out, and then these charger guys did the same thing. So I have some of those. So catch fish, and I've done, hook some of them up, double trouble. It's so much fun to mess with stuff. Makes you feel like you're part of early fishing. Get the old tackle box out, old lures, monkey around with them, because those guys did. You know, we tend to get all like, oh no, you don't mess up the finish. You know? Guess what the fish are gonna do? And experiment with them. That's how people came up with fishing lures. You know, if it's not some pristine thing, like I'm not gonna get out the spray paint and start spraying this guy. It's pretty good shape. Yeah, I don't think so. If I fished him, I'd fished him straight up. Or just leave him hanging in my display so I can gawk at it. Be pretty cool to catch fish on at least one. I'm thinking a nice pike. Big old bass. But I ain't gonna paint him or add pieces to him or take him away. Somebody already did that. Worked that all out. It's got spoons. Got this pretty spoon. Yeah. And yeah, I know. Orange and black. I love that. And look at that deal there. Camalooper. Camalooper Jumbo. This is a jumbo? Let me get it closer so it looks jumbo. Must have been little spoons, and this is the jumbo variety. That's gonna catch a fish. That's going fishing. Camalooper. You read that? Read that? I know. Hold it still. I have a problem with that. Camalooper. Oh yeah, when I was checking this out on the computer, well, I guess I was on my phone actually. Checking out the box and the lures in it. I'm like, oh, it's a cool box and there's cool lures. I'd fish that. And some of them I just collect like that, probably 10 of it. Flatfish, quick fish, not really sure which. T4, I see that on a lot of my quick fish. But also on flatfish they use those letters and numbers too. So. Let me see, but that's an odd, I think I might just take care of that puppy. That might be that plastic that wasn't quite stable. Luckily somebody got that one right. And more lures, more lures. Yeah, this little guy. Helgamite. Looks like one on it, silver shiny. No need a magnifying glass to see what that says. Goldfish. Helgamite. Goldfish Helgi. Okay. I don't know if you see the pattern in him. He's got a couple eyeballs and segments. And I doubt you can read that, but goldfish lure been around forever. And this is one of the extra things they came out with to fish with. I've never had one of these. I have fished with the goldfish. And they work. Simple, looks like a goldfish. You can get them in copper or gold or silver. Gonna catch fish on that. Goldfish Helgi. Alright. I know, so many cool things. Barely got started. Moving along, sucker. This one is kind of like a red-eye wiggler with just one eye. Cyclops. Let's see, what to say. Lucky Strike Canada. Yeah, like I said, this either came from Canada or somebody went up to Canada a lot. Gotta stop picking up a lure. Lucky Strike. That's going fishing. Little red-eye deal. It's kind of like I was talking about with that other one. Where'd that sucker go? The pretty one. You get the light shining through the red. And it's got a little red piece on the bottom. Yeah. Lucky Strike. Look at that. This guy made out of metal. Looks like some kind of plug or something, don't it? Yep. And I don't know exactly what you call that. If you know, put it down in the comments. Pretty cool lure. It's all made out of metal. Usually they're wood or plastic, these types of lures. They can probably cast country mile. And I got a bigger one. I got it at a flea market down in Florida. And color it up, maybe. Doesn't look like any seriously collectible deal. Sucker's like welded together. Tough. They're planning on fishing for something seriously hardcore. Try it out. I'm sure it's a countdown sinker. Might not even need to count. It's a sinker. What else we got? Oh, crackle finish. Crackle finish spoon, green and yellow. A lot of frog ones like that, you know, and I think this actually happened. A lot of times they do it on purpose, and that's what you buy. This one might have actually cracked in the tackle box from the heat. Oh, pretty cool. Most of them are imitations of that accident. This might actually be the accident. Hard to say. Either that or they did such a good job making it look like that. Ain't that cool? That's gonna catch a fish. Yeah, look at that. Kind of like that. Should I mess that up? I don't see teeth marks all on that one. Yeah, here's another smaller version of that. Oh, here, this one's got stuff on it. Williams Warbler. Patented. Yeah. So maybe that other one's kind of an imitation to this. They sell a lot of these up border Canada, U.S. Very popular up there. And same thing. I can welcome to the frog. Welcome to the smaller. The Canadian flag. Double spooning. I don't know, but it's fun. And this is not worth a lot of money. Like, not. It is to me, though. That bugger's caught some fish, no doubt. That's caught some fish. Unless somebody was casting it up against the wall. So we got another Williams Wobbler. Usually come two-tone like that. Silver and gold. Okay. See a lot of people use them for lake trout up in Canada. I guess it's all gold, isn't it? Yeah, this one's just solid gold. A lot of times they come both ways, silver and gold. And there's another one. Somebody really liked these. That also is a gold one. Must be a knockoff. Oh no, nope, says it right on there. Williams Warbler. You can flutter them down in this way and that way. You know, it's a spoon, but you can jig it up and down. I think I see a lot of people doing that for lake trout. But, like I said, these add really cool action to my double trouble spoons I do, and pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun doing that too, aren't I? It's so much fun to do this. I'm just having a great time. And then going to take all this stuff fishing? What? Yeah. This one's in the package. I do not know who made that. That'll get your fish, won't it? He's kind of working his way out of the package. So. Now, sometimes people keep them in the package, but cut the package down so it fit in the tackle box. Alright. But maybe this was a hot item because I don't see a messed up one in here. This was the spare. Who knows? Who made that? Maybe I should break it out. Look. Oh, it comes out real easy. He slides out. Didn't even have to mess up what's left of the package. Lucky Strike Canada. Yeah, see a lot of that up Canada. Lucky Strike. I have to do an episode of fishing Lucky Strike in Canada. Lucky Strike. I'm sure a lot of fish have been caught on Lucky Strike lures. They are seriously popular up there. And obviously made in Canada. It says Canada right on it. That'll catch a fish. Look at the color. Sweet. And the shape. That's a little different. Yeah, like that. Glad that slipped out of the package. You going fishing. What else we got? Who made this one? What's that? Copper. I like that. Copper and blue. Well, I do black and blue. So I could do a little marker on that blue side, do maybe black next to it, or maybe black half the other side would be black. You see the wheels turning in there. Smoke coming out the ears. With a little black on that, it'd be black and blue and copper. Yeah. And if you use a Sharpie marker for the black, then you can't go wrong. You don't take it off. A little lighter fluid and choop, you're back to it. Just don't put the marker on that blue part, because probably to mess it up to use lighter fluid on that. But kind of some kind of reflective tape, I imagine. I like that. Get that marker out. And this one, similar to that. Almost looks like a little Clio or something. So a lot of those around here, but it's orange. So I'll probably put some black next to the orange or half the other side, like I'm doing on that one. It looks like a little Clio, but they don't say it on that, so it ain't. Imitation, but fish don't care. They can't read. Did you know that? Yeah, fish can't read. As far as I know. Some days seems like they're smarter than us, don't it? Oh, check that seriously. I mean, I've looked through this before. So excited. South Bend, flip it 615. This is a South Bend. Read that on there. South Bend, flip it. What was that number again? 615. It's just kind of a piece of metal that's been cut out and then it's been bent where the tail is. I think I'll take him fishing. Why not? What could they do to him? We'll see. Clean steal him off me. That's different. Never had one of them. South Bend, flip it. Sweet. I love that. Ah, so cool. What with all the stories they had, extra treble, anchor, got some screwdrivers, extra parts, up there, old spinner parts. Oh, screwdriver. I think this comes apart. Yep, screwdriver. And if you take the other side apart, that'd be awesome, won't it? You never can find the right size screwdriver to get that real tightened down or piece apart. Yeah, it's alright. I probably would have got along with this guy pretty well. Been in his tackle box. If you like, get out of my tackle box. What else we got here? Oh, there's another one. Another one. Kind of like, looks like a little Clio, but don't say nothing. Got some chartreuse on there, so maybe I'll put some orange on there, red. Yeah, you know me. I got to do it. You know. If you got confidence in what you're throwing, you'll throw it, even when the fish ain't biting. got confidence in the action and the colors, you'll just keep it chucking it. And yeah, I know there's a gazillion colors that guys like. Everybody's different, and it's usually on your own experience. What worked? What worked for you? What worked in the past? Yeah. You chuck it. And I have certain colors for certain times of the day and all that, you know. But when it comes down to tough fishing, yeah, you want to have something confidence in, and you can chuck it. Look, I've never had one of these before. Of course, looks like a little Clio, so I would imagine it wouldn't be much different than that. And I've had those. Went into being double spoon. Right. Ah, there was another one. This one's a little more beat up. This is not a jointed one, and this may by the looks of the hooks, not be anywhere near as old as that great big one, perch cover one. My Creek Chub Pikey, same thing, only I think a little more modern, because he's a little later built, and those hooks look a little newer, a lot newer. And, neat plastic. I don't know what that one is. Well, the other one's wood. This guy's wood. And you can see by the hardware on this pikey and the hooks and the heavy lip on it, the eyes, everything. This was made probably 20 years after that one. But he's not as precious, so he's going fishing. And his hooks look pretty good too. Don't need to replace those now, do I? Don't like replacing hooks on those seriously old ones, because that's part of the lore, right? Yeah. This is a cheaper version, newer, modern. Yeah. Mass produce them, cost less. We still fished them because hurt a lot less to lose this than that one, wouldn't it? It's gonna happen. Pretty cool. Creek Chub Pikey. Now, I was on the internet, and I can't even tell you in the past couple of years how many tackle boxes full of stuff I've perused through on the internet and gone like, I don't know about that style tackle box. And lures look pretty hokey. I don't mind cleaning the fungus off. But, the box gets all discolored from rust. People don't take care of that stuff, or they close it when it's still wet in there. And don't use it for a while. This is great. We got us a Daredevil. It's not a Daredevil I have. Yeah, the Daredevil symbol right on it. Looks like some kind of trolling spoon. They use a lot of these up on the St. Lawrence and on the Great Lakes. Flutter Chuck Magnum. Flutter Chuck, Detroit, US of A. Flutter Chuck Magnum. And that don't look like a Magnum either, does the other one? What the other one say? Jumbo. So maybe these were kind of smaller spoons too, because if that's a Magnum, that's not really all that huge. It's long. Long, light spoon. Just a one hook. I imagine that's what it was designed for. Some kind of trolling for lake trout, salmon, that kind of thing. But chartreuse and green. I ain't even going to mess with that, I don't think. Chuck it out there. And you think, oh, one hook, but they really, these, you get that big gap hook on there. You can even put a trailer on there, get you a little more action. Back then, I guess it probably was a pork frog. But you can buy stuff like this. Pretty recent, but I never had a Daredevil version of these. Come on. So much cool stuff. This guy. Now this one looks old, and I think he had some extra parts there, because they're gone. But he still got his feathers. Yeah. That look like the original feathers on that hook. And this hook's been out, so better straighten that out. And you got a swivel up here. Oh, does say something on it. What does it say? Emmons. EMMONS, Canada. Shore catch. I'm thinking shore catch used to have something right there where that holes are. And there's some wear on the back, so try to look it up, see if I can find out. Maybe I could repair it. Maybe I could bring it back to its original design. Something that back there fluttered around or rattled, or another red eye of some sort, I don't know. Cool. Now that's up north old school. That's been around. That's older than this tackle box. No doubt there. I think I transferred from the other tackle box. What we got here? I guess I should get that out of there because I already showed you that, didn't I? And we got red and yellow. Who made this one? Best Lures by Larry Helen. Huh. Best Lures. Don't say what country. Check it out. That catch a fit. No doubt. Yeah, I know, you could take a spoon out of your kitchen, burrow some holes in it, which was what spoons were originally. A spoon. It was cut off. Drill a hole in it, put a hook on it. Huh. Best Lures, Larry. Good thing they don't break. Of course, he just went on a rough trip out to UPS. Larry Helen, Best Lures. Cool deal. What else we got? This is just, now I ran across some of these down in Florida. Of course, a lot of people move to Florida, even from Canada. It's kind of a flatfish, lazy ike kind of deal. Yellow and red mixed together. And I have maybe a couple more of these. I could have bought 20 of them if I wanted, but try to keep it under control. I don't need a self-help group. He's gonna catch fish, isn't he? And I don't think this one cost a whole lot in the first place. What else we got? Oh, we got the cream worm I was telling you about. These were the original rubber worms. Little spinner harness on there. I'll try to catch fish on that. I'll probably be amazed what he'll bite that. But he was eating the plastic in the tackle box, so I put him in a bag to stop that action. And we got a couple of these. I'll get this one out. Eel spins. Yeah. Now, why they didn't put a fish on there, I didn't explain that to you. They put a grub, a maggot. A maggot spin. You can call it that. This one, Bass Buster. Bass Busters. I thought it was a little bigger. It's from Bass Busters. Pretty cool. That'll catch fish, no doubt. Purple and black. Silver spinner on it. Back in the bag, so don't eat my tackle box. Yeah, these guys were eating the plastic. I think it's probably the oil that's on them and gets into them. Here's another one. Same thing, was eating the tackle box. And somebody put a treble hook on this one. I don't know what the deal is with this one. It was also eaten into the plastic. He's in a bag now. This one, this one's called a beetle spin. 3.5. Whatever that means. This is a beetle spin, but obviously that did not come as a single hook. I think somebody rig jobbed that, but I don't think that did. Huh. Crazy. But the rubber part is a little cracked. Lucky it didn't just melt the goo and get all over the lures, but it didn't. So that's kind of interesting. Guess I'll chuck that out there. Looks like somebody tied some line on there to secure that yeller beetle on there, yeller maggot. Crazy guy. Well, at least he wasn't spray painting them. Somebody I know. Him in the bag. Oh, well, I guess I should put this guy in a bag. A rubber crayfish. Who made that? You can buy them just about anywhere they sell fishing tackle. You can buy you a rubber crayfish with a hook on. And something will bite it. Better put him in a little bag too. He's not eating the bottom, so it must be a different kind of rubber. And what we got? Oh, we got the white version. Beetle Spin 2. We got the Bass Buster version, and we got the regular Beetle Spin, which is a smaller one. The Bass Buster ones were a little bigger, but it looks pretty big. Beetle Spin 2. Looks like the blade's a little smaller than that Bass Buster one. Nothing to do with that. Yeah, it's got a little bit bigger blade on it. $1.29. How far back is that? Maybe too far back. $1.29. Big bucks. Ooh, little spoon in there. I know, some of you are like, yeah, so what? Nah, I'm excited. All this stuff, I would chuck it. If I don't chuck some of this stuff, it's because it's not too nice, like that old pikey minnow. Yeah, you might just go up where I can stare at him. This is a little corroded, so I'm thinking copper. Phone just let me know I've been talking too long again. Well, this one's a little corroded, and copper. Clean him up a little bit. Do not see anything written on that. I don't know if I should chuck him like that. Green and copper. Sometimes when a lure is messed up, it works better. Did you ever notice that? You'll get the brand new version of something and keep going back to the old beat up one, or the one that's missing his tail, or one of his hooks. Because he seems to catch more fish. It's not jinxed. Here we got another flatfish. This one is what I was talking about. Eventually, they just went to the double harness in the front and a single treble hook in the back. And look at that, black with flecks in it. Ooh, I like that. That is an X5. Got your T4 and your X5. This is plastic. But it's not that funky stuff. This other one. I shouldn't call it funky. It's old school, antique, vintage. I think they call it tinite. This is just straight up modern day 50s on plastic. This guy's going fishing. I don't think the other one's going fishing. That one's going fishing. What else we got in here? Ooh, now that's a different looking deal now, ain't it? It's like a straight piece of metal. Spinner in the back. Kind of looks like a walleye lure, don't it? Don't do a lot of walleye fishing. Turk. which that's seriously old too. That's all it says on it. T-U-R-K. Turk. I can show you that. Yeah, they're different. They will hang a lot. Turk, you know anything about the Turk? Put it down in the comments. I'll probably be hard to find this even in the books I'm getting. Turk. It's got some red beads in there. It's got potential. Kind of like a streamlined, what you call it? Little George. That type of thing. Spin right. Gotta take him fishing. Be cool catch fish on there. Sometimes, and I think a lot of times, we've been doing these shows and been doing really well on these old fishing lures, and sometimes better and bigger fish just, I think they just haven't seen this stuff, so I don't think they can think real, have a get-together meeting and don't mess with those. But I think when they get a certain vibration, certain look, you know, they're interested, and then something in their gut tells them that wasn't a good deal. We did this before. What else we got in here? Somebody's jammed in here. Oh, another one of these guys. Look at that. Red and yellow. How excited I was to buy it now, not a. I don't do well with auctions. Always lose. I'm the old and the slow. Lucky Strike Canada. Yeah. Look at that. I don't think this guy's been fishing much. He must be the backup. He must be the bench guy. Nobody has destroyed his feathers. That's going to change. So with that brat eye, like a red-eye wiggler, one-eye red-eye wiggler, that yellow and red, yeah, I chuck it, and chuck it, and chuck it. It's going to catch a fish. What's in here? I've seen these little spinners before. It's some kind of ultralight spinner. That was kind of something people would put off a bottom bouncer or something like that. That's cool color, cool pattern on it. I don't think it's super old, but been around. Obviously, it's in his tackle box. Pretty sweet. And a pile. You see the pile. I'll have to show you the pile on the table. What else did it have in here? A wrench, a screwdriver. Probably came with somebody's fishing reel. Got your wrench and your screwdriver. Some whole list of screwdrivers. Yep. Both straight. So, yeah. Most things now have Phillips, but you always got to carry straight because these old reels. Also had some in the bottom. Check it out. Pocket balance. Not for legal tender. Reelor. Made in Germany. Whoa. Don't see that a whole lot on fish stuff, do you? Made in Germany. I like it. Got the gold and the red going on. It'd be a lot easier for these old eyes to see it, especially when it's getting dusk out. And I got readers in my sunglasses. I love that. Sunglasses, you got readers in the bottom so you can tie your knots. And it's working. Sweet. Because usually I got something I bought at the Gander Mountain, plastic measuring sticks that give you an estimate of what the fish would weigh on how long it is and what species, type of fish it is. But sometimes it'd be cool to weigh them. I remember we caught a bowfin once up on a place called Black Lake up in up in New York above the Adirondacks. And holy crap, that was a heavy fish. Like a monster catfish. One of them fish that grabs your lure, and then he just came right at me and went right by me, and I didn't even slow him down. Zzz, and you're thinking, oh man, oh, but I did not good. He was going. He finally did run out of steam, and I got him back in after a while. Man, what a heavy fish. We didn't even know what it was at first. We had to look it up. We had to guess. Yeah, stuff like that. Big old pike or big old fish. Sometimes fish, you can catch fish. I've caught a pike once. It was 37 inches. Next day I caught another 37-inch pike. But I bet you he only weighed half as much as the one I caught the day before. So you can have a 37-inch fish that weighs almost half as much as the one you just caught is. You know, sometimes it's nice to have a scale when you get the bigger one. The skinny one, you stick with the measurement. When you get the other one, you get the weight. Pretty sweet. That was in the box. All these hook out deals. Slide this down the line. I remember these from back in the 60s. They probably still selling them. And you got a slit in there. You can slide that down the line and get down in there. When that fish takes that hook way down there, you can boop, pop it out, bring the whole thing out, and you got for your bigger fish on the other end. Same thing. You got your slit. You can put your, I can show you that, I guess not, but there's a slit there. Put that over the line and then slide it in and push that. Have something to push that hook, because sometimes even with those long pliers you can't quite get it right. Or if you can get something right up against it and pop it, get it out of there, especially if you're going to let the fish go. You know, it's a tough deal when you see they swallowed it in that far. Pull down. Nice down. So, pretty dang cool. What? I finally ran out of stuff. Well, put this guy in here because he's going in here. I already had him. So, check it out. What are you thinking? Whopper plopper? No. This is a mud puppy. Now, I already had mud puppy. I just don't think I showed him on the show yet. So, he's been hanging on the wall there. And the idea with the mud puppy, this is a small one. Because they made great big ones for pike and muskie. The idea is that when the fish bites, if I can do this, this all comes off. You're like, what? Yeah. So when you're fighting them, this is hooked to the leader. And this is all you got. You got your fish on your treble hook. This guy's floating. You're like, what? Yeah, that's so the fish can't use the weight of this to get that out. Pretty slick. I imagine it was a little nerve-wracking because you were fighting a decent fish, and a lot of these were bigger than this, and you were fighting muskies or great big pike, something like that. So that's what it was designed for. So you get kind of like a whopper plopper, or I should say whopper ploppers are like, this is a mud puppy, and it just plops along on the surface. Just like you're all used to the whopper plopper. Guess what? It ain't new. Matter of fact, I have some smaller musky lures that are the same design. I know, you're shocked. It was already around. But this version, so you got him on there. He couldn't use the weight of the lure to get loose. Fight him straight up, hook the leader. Pretty deal. Decent deal. We slide this ring on that nail on the front, I guess you'd call it. And you got this little deal going in the back, a little spring-loaded deal. put him back together. And try not to hook yourself. Yeah. Probably supposed to use a pair of pliers on that. And I don't have him quite together, but he snaps back in there. And you're ready to roll again. Yeah, I know. You gotta remember to look for the lure as you're unhooking the beast and taking pictures and measuring him and weighing him. Maybe videoing him. Might need somebody to remind me, yeah, don't forget your lure. That'd be a bummer now, wouldn't it? He's in pretty good shape. I don't know if I'm going to chuck him, but he's the old school version of the big deal plopper lures, which they're already around. And somebody put more thought into this one. Yeah, I'll use the pliers. Mud puppy. I don't think it says it on him anywhere. I think his back fin there used to be red. I think the paint came off of that. But other than that, pretty good shape. Paint came off that metal part. Pretty dang cool. Kind of looks like a sucker. Why a sucker will be on the top? Luckily, fish can't think. At least not much. There it is. That tackle box. Hold it up here. Yeah, that's what it sounded like when it came in the mail. It was right on around in there. What's this guy? Some kind of piece of lead. But yeah. Back here where you can see him close up. Holes are in that. Now this was cutting edge stuff back in the day. 6 trays. And the fact that this goes up over it keeps the rain out of that getting in there. Some of them little tackle boxes split like this. And that's cool. It will be, but eventually that's not going to stay sealed up. And this guy's pretty good shape. And the color's kind of cool. And it's kind of the crossover, because originally the trays would have been metal, which is why nobody knew that the plastic was going to be a problem. But pretty good shape. Like I said, there's a couple spots there that the worms were eating at. Beetle spin and bass buster and a cream worm. And oh, somebody else in there. There's more stuff. Who made this one? Who made this? Nibco. Not Zibco, Nibco. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Torpedo. Oh, torpedo. Kind of like a license plate deal. It's the torpedo. That's just a thing. I'm gonna fish that too. That's just a cool little guy. The torpedo. Everybody's going back in this box. We're going back out, guys. Up to Canada. Fishing again. Big fun. Cool box. Many latches on it. What it looks like. Old pal. And of course a fancy handle here. Just on the one side. Got a lure. A couple lures on there and a fly. Yeah, it's cool. You know, if you're going to go out and fish these old school deals, and look at the smile on my face, this is just so much fun. And I'm going to be lit up when I'm out there on the water. Carrying my old tackle box. Out to my retro fisher boat, or out to my big ugly one, my big ugly pontoon boat. We're big into ugly sticks, so we'll call it the ugly boat. Well covered, no matter what the weather's doing. If you watch the show, yeah, go to the channel, watch some shows, you'll get what I'm talking about. Very comfy. Ugly boat. Or retro boat. Or maybe from shore. Old pal. I love it. Thank you so much for coming along, folks, on this little journey. And I guess I'll show you all this stuff laying on the table. On the way out the door here. Get a chance, give us a like and a subscribe and a comment if you could. You got some of this old school gold laying around, or you bought it, or got it from your grandpa, your dad, even better, uncle so-and-so, yeah, or mom. My mom didn't fish, but some did. Look at that. And my wife would rather eat them than catch them. Which works pretty good because I like to catch them and eat something else. Now if you deep fry them, cooking it all. Some pretty, yeah, now we're talking. Thank you so much, folks. You have a great day.
Alrighty. As promised, here's all the stuff that was in that box. And a few more things, like those top secret lures. Don't tell anybody they're top secret. All the spins and spinners and pikey minnows. Oh man. That mud puppy, I put him in there because I wanted to show everybody that guy's kind of cool. And all the rest of this stuff came in there except for the top secret and mud puppy. This stuff's from Canada, so I imagine this guy, all this stuff knows how to catch fish in Canada. Going into this cool retro box. And, just dinged up enough to be a warrior. But not too bad, like nobody cared about it. Pretty sweet. Check it out.